Evening, New Mexico. We have heard it over and over this past week. We've got to work together if we want to get Albuquerque out of this violent crime crisis. And that goes for stakeholders at every single level of government, including Albuquerque City Council, because it holds equal power, after all, as the mayor. So where are its solutions? Well, Tommy Lopez asked, what are city councilors doing to help?
After lengthy conversations with multiple Albuquerque city councilors, it seems they're at a loss, out of ideas when it comes to tackling the issue of our city's rising homicide numbers. Albuquerque city councilors have no issues listing off their concerns with the crime crisis in our city. Some have complaints about APD's and Mayor Tim Keller's public safety strategies. Councilors want more money for certain projects, and they would like better implementation of some existing initiatives. But they're also quick to point out what they say they've done over the years to find solutions. They've funded and supported APD and many anti-crime initiatives, and lobbied state lawmakers for the ability to take more action on the city level. But is that enough? We sat down with councilors Pat Davis, Isaac Benton, and Clarissa Pena.
Let's be honest, everybody's frustrated. Clearly, more has to be done.
How good of a job do you think City Council has done with trying to help in any way that it can?
I think we've done a good job.
We're doing some really good things.
Sure, but we are in a crisis nonetheless. Do you feel like council is doing all it can at the moment to try to combat this problem?
I absolutely do.
We looked at where the record number of homicides have occurred so far this year. About 2/3 were in these 4 districts. The most, nearly 1 in 3, in District 6, which Councilor Davis represents. Davis admits the council has not been perfect, but he thinks the mayor and APD leadership took too long to get these new initiatives up and running. He says APD and Mayor Keller need a comprehensive plan.
That doesn't exist in terms of what is our plan month to month, year to year, in terms of addressing these issues. We're still sort of playing whack-a-mole and responding to the call instead of getting ahead of it.
Davis, a former police officer himself, doesn't believe recruiting is the issue for APD. It's what we do with new officers once we get them.
No, I don't think we need to change our recruiting strategy. I think we need to change the way we deploy those new officers and where we're prioritizing. We have a long-term strategy, but it is very frustrating. It's late coming, and it is a long-term strategy. Is it realistic that real progress can be made to prevent crime in Albuquerque in the next year? Yeah, it totally is, right? But we've got to be smart about what we're doing.
Councilor Benton says the City Council has successfully lobbied for a Department of Justice grant and worked on APD reform and recruiting.
I think we've got to be innovative. We've got to get more officers out of desks and on the street.
What role can council play, if any, in all of that?
It's limited.
Both Benton and Davis say stricter gun control laws would help. Mayor Keller has banned guns from certain city-owned areas, but the courts or the roundhouse would have to give City Council the ability to enact stricter measures. Benton also believes it's on him and his colleagues to look at fighting crime from outside the justice system. Are there solutions out there? Are there moves you can make?
Again, I think stronger social safety net.
Councilor Pena seems to echo Benton's take as far as the role City Council could play in a proactive approach, focusing on funding more resources for mental health and substance abuse to prevent violence before it happens.
I think that when we don't have the opportunities or resources available for people, then issues begin to persist. I think that we're absolutely willing to spend the money, but we just don't have necessarily.
Is it realistic for Albuquerque to make progress?
Absolutely. I think lots of things are happening, right? Change takes time.
Some city councils in other parts of the country have declared emergencies over rising homicide numbers. So would that be something that Albuquerque city councilors would consider? Well, they can't. Councilor Pat Davis says that city law prevents it. With this ABQ Forward report, I'm Tommy Lopez.